Well, if you're like Bianca and myself and are unlucky in love, then you're going to be...
Not that unlucky. I don't want to put it out there into the universe, but anyway, yeah, people are going to love this segment, aren't they?
I think so, because Carolyn Dalman, I beg your pardon, is joining us, and she's written The Guy Guide.
It's Carolyn's actually like an official love coach,
Woo-hoo.
which I think is a fascinating job. You solve people's dating crimes, if you like. You're calling this a must-have guide for single women who want to understand the dating behaviour of men. Why are we getting it so wrong?
Mainly I think it's because we always think they are just like us. And when we look at other people, we tend to think they're just like us, but they're not. So
They're
it's
from
important.
Mars and we're from Venus. See, I knew it was right. Yeah.
Everyone is different, and you just have to understand their difference and respect that, and be open for that they communicate in another way.
It's interesting, when I started dating many decades ago,
The 1900s.
it was always the men chased the women, and women were not encouraged to be the aggressive, but not aggressive, but you know,
To chase them.
to chase them. Have things changed today?
I think it's quite similar. It seems like the guys that I have interviewed like chasing. They like, what I would say, the mystery of the thrill of the chase, the mystery of love. And I think we like that as well.
We like to be chased, but
Yeah.
how long do you wait to be chased? I'm still waiting to be chased, by the way. I'm still waiting. I'm only joking. Don't you think times have changed like this? Women are so much more, like as Susie said, we are more aggressive now. So how do we, if men still want us to be old-fashioned, how do we find that balance of letting them chase us?
What they're saying to me in these interviews that I've done is, give us a signal. Tell us that we welcome to come up to you. So as long as a girl looks at the guy and then wait for a bit.
Don't stalk him on Facebook.
No. But you wouldn't want him to stalk you either.
No, of course
So
not.
love feeds of mystery and that little chase between men and women. So it's not just from one side.
I must say, if I meet someone, I often get the big I word, and I think you get the same too, B, because we've got a public profile. A lot of guys find us intimidating, that big I word, saying,
We're not that scary.
No, not at all.
We don't fight very often.
But what's wrong with men? I shouldn't really say what's wrong with men, but what is wrong with? Because they say we're not intimidating, but they say, oh, I couldn't go out. You wouldn't want to go out with me. Why would you want to go out with me? Because you've got a profile.
So they get intimidated. What could be an idea for women who the men see them as intimidating? Like maybe they've got a job that's higher up than theirs, or maybe they earn more money than them. Do men get intimidated by that sort of stuff?
They do, and I think there's a lot of fear out there, fear of rejection and fear of not being a man. I mean, men today have this confused roles, like who am I, and who am I supposed to be? Should I be the breadwinner? What is a real man? And I think most of the guys that I've interviewed like when a girl is more feminine. And it's nothing that I like. It's just the way things are. And
you have to play dumb.
no, it's not about being dumb. I think it's about energy.
Yeah.
Bringing out a feminine energy that could be a goddess energy, a strong goddess energy.
So how do we channel that?
When we male, when we send out the masculine energy, we scare guys away. And that just bring out another strong energy, and that might come from you, of just saying, I'm strong, I'm still strong, but I'm feminine as well.
Speaking of strong women, why is it, and it's interesting what you make in your book, it's a fantastic book, by the way, why is it that intelligent, independent women that seem normal, seem like they've got it together, go a bit berserko when it comes to dating and maybe go a little bit psycho, as you put it? What happens to us?
No, I'm sorry. I'm very pleasure company.
I'm very calm. No, I must admit, you actually brought something up because you said what happens is you want to know why they don't keep going with the date, and that a lot of women want closure instead of just letting it go. So what's the advice there? If a guy doesn't bring you back after a few dates, let it go.
Yeah,
Is that what
why
you
not? Yeah, let it go for a bit, and wait. If he comes back, he comes back, and if he don't, like
If he doesn't, go and find him straight.
a lot of guys don't want to talk about everything. they don't want to discuss things like we do. We can talk about relationships forever. Guys just want to go away for a bit. And this is in general. It's not for every man, of course. But in general, they want to go away into their cave and just think for a bit and then go back to see if they like you.
And we go into the cave and try and drag them out, don't we?
Yeah.
And we're like,
And
we chase them. And they freak out.
What about age differences?
Between men and women.
Yes.
I think love is between individuals. And of course, there could be love between men and women of different ages. We see Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher, of course. But sometimes society comes in between, sometimes culture comes in between, and it's difficult to make it work because you're on different levels in life. And so it's not about the love, it's about the circumstances.
Speaking of love, we were talking about this yesterday. Courtney Cox and David Arquette have split up. And we might just listen to some audio and then maybe quickly get a bit of your advice about this, because it brings up the whole idea of cheating in relationships. David Arquette actually probably let go of a little bit too much information on the Howard Stern radio show in the US overnight. Let's take a listen.
We decided to get into a trial preparation. She gave me the motorcycle and she said, I don't want to be your mother-in-law. I got it.
So that was sort of it.
We go to do Scream 4.
Right.
And I'm feeling distance, obviously, from my wife. I had sex with a girl once, maybe twice.
In fact, she looks like Courtney.
Wow,
He didn't know.
Maybe twice. You know, the interesting thing, he does go on to say that he felt that Courtney was like his mother. They hadn't had sex for about 4 months. That must be difficult. When you're in a relationship, you've also got to keep that love going in the relationship, don't you?
I think what's interesting in what he's saying is that he's blaming her. He's not talking about his own behavior or his feelings. He's saying she was like a mother and she didn't treat me well or
But
whatever.
that's his perception.
Yeah. But what ruins relationships is that sense of greed, that we want something from them. We want them to love us. But what if more people who are in good relationship could keep that relationship going well by giving more love? By seeing, how can I make you happy? How can I treat you well? How can I respect you? How can I see you? What do you need from me? But a lot of people go into a relationship and say, what can I get out of it?
That's so true, isn't it? It's not really... I learned that too. I learned that in my last relationship. It's not so much about taking, it's about what you can give. And if you're both giving a lot, I think that's a win-win situation.
Because we know there's 3 sides to every story, his, hers and the truth.
Carolyn Darwin, The Love Coach. The book is called The Guy Guide. You can check it out on thelovecoach.info. And coming up after the break, we are going to cross live to the very last miner that is being taken out of the Chilean mines. Don't go
Very
away.
exciting. Don't stay. There's lots more too.
Thanks, Carolyn.